Welcome to Telescope Learnings. This is Navin Reddy and today we'll talk about the new features in Java 8. Now in this whole series, so if you watch the whole series, I'll be talking about different features which is available for Java 8. Now if you think this is just another update for Java, then no, this is not just yet another update, this is very different. Now from 1.1 to 1.7 we got lots of updates, right? Example, if you talk about 1.2 we got collection API. In 1.7 we got we can use underscores between numbers, we got some memory management stuff. But in Java 1.8 we got something very new for Java. Now this something new is not actually very new for the programming world, but this is new for Java. It was there in Scala, it was there in Haskell, it was there in all the languages which works on clouds, but not Java. Now Java took some time to implement that technology, but you know it's there now, and that something is called as functional programming. Now functional programming is there from a very long time. In fact, Scala, Haskell, in fact C#, they all support functional programming, but not Java. But in Java 1.8 we got functional programming. So we got three very important features. So the first one is functional programming, the second one is something called as Lambda expression, and the third one, which is my favorite, is Stream API. We got other updates also, but this is very important. So we'll start with the small update. The first update we got is now we can define methods in interface. You heard it right. Till 1.7 we cannot define methods, we can only declare methods in interface, right? But in Java 1.8 we can define methods. But how can you do that? That we'll see in the when we start with the coding. So time being, in Java 8 it supports we can define methods in interface. Now the second update we got is functional programming. Now when you talk about object-oriented programming, you know, in fact, if you talk about object-oriented, it is there from it's there from 80s. So approximately in 80s we got this concept which is object, and from 80s to till now we are implementing objects, right? The main thing is object, but now the main thing is not object, the main thing is the function. Instead of focusing on the object, we have to focus on the behavior of the object, right? When you talk about behavior, it is a function, right? So you define a behavior by its function. So instead of focusing on objects, now we'll focus on functions. Now there are two techniques. One is imperative type of coding, and second is declarative type of coding. So one, we have imperative programming, and then we have declarative programming. In imperative programming, you specify what to do and how to do it. In declarative programming, we mention what to do it. We don't have to focus on how to do it. Okay. Again, we'll see that when we start with the coding. So we got these two updates. First one, we can define interface. We can define methods in interface. The second one is functional programming. The third one is something called as Lambda expression. Now, what is Lambda expression? This is important for those people who are going for Android programming, working on a platform called as Android Studio, or people who want to go for Hadoop, which is big data programming, or if you want to update yourself from Java 7 to Java 8. The first thing you should know is what is Lambda expression. Now whenever you write a code, you know, whenever you write anonymous inner classes, what we do is we write lots of boilerplate code. Okay. So in Lambda expression, we have to remove that boilerplate code, and you have to focus on the main thing. So in Lambda, you only mention the main thing, not the boilerplate code. And again, how to do that, we'll see in the coding part. So this is just the introduction for all those things. Now the fourth one, the fourth update? Now the fourth update is your Stream API. Now what is Stream API? You know, when you talk about programming like Java, so in Java we can define methods, and in those methods, if you don't define, let's say you're using some variables, and those variables are mutable variables, which means you will change the values of those variables. Now if you are changing the values, that means if you have multiple threads working on the same method, so two threads are trying to use the same variable, which is shared variable, right? And whenever you have mutation on, or we have concurrency on shared variables, now it creates problems. And to solve those problems, we have Stream API. Now using Stream API, you can do the same thing, but you don't have to debug your code. Stream API will make sure you don't have bugs in your those type of work where you have mutation. Okay, especially when you work with collection API, especially when you work with database connections, and whenever you work with Stream API, it will help you for all those things. Okay, Stream API helps you to achieve concurrency. It helps you to achieve functional programming. So in this, using Stream API, you can focus on what to do instead of focusing on how to do it. So make sure you watch all those videos in the further tutorials, and once you learn everything, you'll be knowing something new in Java which most of them don't know. Okay, which will be helpful when you go for the interview or maybe when you join a company. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you watch all the tutorials. Thank you.